That's right. And really present that heel. And heel. That's right. And then other heel. That's right. So really turn that up. Good. All right, my name is Kristin Hakala, and I've been teaching at the Maple Conservatory for about 6 years now. And I am serving as the ballet mistress, one of several ballet mistresses in our Nutcracker production. So at this point, I'm working primarily with the older students, working on Snow and Waltz of Flowers and variations. And I'm also working with the Sugarplum Fairy and the Cavalier. So the Sugarplum Fairy requires, of course, articulation, impeccable technique. But the most important, even above that, so that's just the basic standard, that you must have those requirements. But above and beyond that, and that's what we want to get from our students who are doing this role, is that they develop their artistry in the role. Not only the character, which is so important, but also the musicality and the dynamics of the music. Because it's a role that requires a certain elegance, a certain level of style. So it's not everyone that can do the role. So we have a lot of strong dancers, but we have to see who can really develop the role as their own. And each Sugarplum Fairy doesn't have to look exactly the same. So we certainly don't want every cast to go out and look like they're doing exactly the same thing at the same time. The choreography, of course, is there. That's the structure. And then they are encouraged, and with our guidance, to create a role of their own so that they can have their own timing and their own sense of sparkle. So we take what it is about each student that's really their best qualities as dancers and try to develop those within the role so that they can make it their own and really shine that way. Oh, I performed the role for years. I started as a student, like in the Maple Youth Ballet, dancing with a youth ballet, and that's how I started as the Sugarplum Fairy. So I think it's really special that we often do, everybody does the Nutcracker. So you experience that often as a student in a youth company, or as a student with a big ballet company doing smaller roles. But I think the special thing about being with a youth ballet is that our dancers do all the roles. So that's how I started with the Sugarplum Fairy, and then I did it in various places and various times throughout the years, and that enabled me to see how I was growing as an artist. And then with Ballet West, I did the Sugarplum Fairy for several years, many performances of it, and that enabled me to keep returning to it every year and seeing, okay, how have I grown? What can I bring to it? And then, of course, because you've done it so many times, you want to keep it fresh. So every year you return to that role and try to feel like you can make a few little changes here and there. And then you also have the opportunity as a professional to learn from the other dancers who are doing the role. Principals, soloists, core dancers, many people get the opportunity to do the role. And so I would look around and see what are these other ballerinas doing with the role, and how can I take little bits from here and there and make it my own. I think if you're watching, you should get your Nutcracker tickets right now. I mean, immediately, because they're selling out fast and you want a good seat. Thank you.